All right, everyone. Good evening, and welcome again to another amazing session where we will be learning, specifically first to my ICMC family, and this batch six of this session reach out to some of my great friends who are in my network to come share some amazing insights that will help us grow, become better in what we do. And tonight, I have someone I respect so much. His credentials goes beyond what I can share because the kind of credentials he has are those kind of credentials where you don't want to talk a lot, maybe they don't kidnap you, that kind of a thing. So tonight we're going to just learn more on how to really grow our money. The first instance we talked about money, we learned from how to budget and manage our money. Now we're going to be talking about how to really grow our money, leveraging on the different international and global market space where we can actually do a lot as it relates to our funds. I believe that the best thing we can do with our money is not to save it for rainy day, is to save it to invest it so as to multiply. Then we can use the fruits of the investment for whatever day we choose, whether stormy day, rainy day, or whatever day. So I have with my friend Nathaniel Disu, a man that I've come to respect. I think I got to know about Nathaniel for the first time on Facebook. Somehow somebody just mentioned him and I started following him. And this guy was doing the numbers, man. His 1 day training on his boot camp is 150,000 naira, and then there are testimonies all over the place. So I'm not just going to talk too much. I want to start first from the comment section. Let's know where you are joining from. Tell us your name, what you do, and where you're joining from. On the comment, I can see Austin Ezeku already. Austin, good evening. We see you. Thank you so much for joining. So if you're just joining, quick, so I hand over. We're going to have some good time. Get ready to ask all your questions. Get ready to ask all your questions. So I can see my friend Erasmus Sharma. Thank you so much for joining. Good to see you are joining. So we have a couple of people joining already. So I'll leave the floor for my amazing facilitator and guest for tonight, Mr. Nathaniel. He's going to tell us a lot about himself, the things he has done, and then we'll learn. Make sure your pen and your paper is by your side and get ready to ask as many questions as possible. Thank you, Nathaniel. How's your weekend been so far?
Okay, thank you, Kingsley, and good evening, everyone. Please confirm you can hear me.
We can hear you loud and clear, very, very loud and clear. Please, if you're listening to, let us know you can hear loud and clear from your end. From my end, it's very loud and clear.
Okay, thank you very much. Can I proceed?
Okay, what did you say, sir?
I said, can I proceed?
Yeah. Please, by all means, go ahead.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Yes.
okay. Thank you very much, and hello, everyone. Good evening. It's evening, so wherever you are joining from, I don't know if this is an international audience or if it's just Nigeria, but good evening and hello, everyone. So my name is Nathaniel Jisu, and I work as an investment research analyst at an investment banking company called Happy Invest. So Happy Invest is a financial financial advisory company. So involved in investment banking, securities trading, assets management, consulting, which under that subsidiary, I'm under the consulting arm and the likes. Okay, thank you very much, Sarah. You can hear me. So apart from that, apart from being an investment research analyst, I also feature regularly on TV stations like channels and also on radio stations where I share insights, analysis on the capital markets, the stock markets, the economy, and generally about finance, what's currently happening in the economy. So I do get invited once in a while or regularly, if I'm to say, to share my insights analysis. Thank you very much. And also, I teach and train about the stock market. So that's majorly my area of focus. So I focus more on investment and I do talk about the stock market, talk about Nigerian stock market, I talk about US stock market, and also occasionally I talk about other forms of investment. So for those who have been following me on Facebook, I just recently I was talking about other forms of investment like commercial papers, which I would be talking about in this discussion. So for those who are not following me or those who are just getting to know me for the first time, I'm on all social media channels. I'm on all social media channels, but my main focus is on Facebook. I'm mostly active on Facebook. So if you want to get a quick response from me, you can follow me on Facebook. Then also I'm on LinkedIn. So those are the two major social media platforms. On Twitter and Instagram, you will see me there, but I'm not really active there. So I just have an account there, but I'm not really active. But for Facebook, that's where you get to interact with me. So I teach about the stock markets, and I started doing this since 2020. So I started teaching about the stock market and finance since 2020, and have different training programs, different boot camps, and like. So talking about investment, so Kingsley, your coach, has invited me here to share one or two things about investment and about finance. So how I like starting my sessions is to talk on personal finance. So I know you guys must have had a session on personal finance, but I always like to start talking about investment by talking about personal finance because, in my opinion, that's the foundation of everything. Whatever form of investment you want to take, whether you want to buy stocks, whether you want to buy stocks, whether you want to invest in real estate, whether you are doing forex or crypto or anything that you are doing to grow your money, you need to know about personal finance. You need to have an understanding of personal finance because without that, you would just be running in circles. And at the end of this session, you would understand why it's important to talk about personal finance before going into investment. But before I proceed, I would like to ask a question. How many of you have any form of investment? You can type it in the comment section. How many of you have any form of investment? Whatever form of investment, either you can list it, whether you have some lands, whether you bought some properties, whether you have shares in some companies, any form of investment, or whether you've not started at all. Because I want this to be a little bit interactive. Because in as much as I was invited, I don't see this as a training session per se. So it's just more of out talk. So do you have any form of investment? Anyone? Type it in the comment section. Okay. So I can easily say he has real estate as investment. Okay. Any other person who has any form of investment? And if you don't have any, you can indicate. You can say no, I don't. There's no shame in that. Everybody starts from somewhere. So as a matter of fact, if you don't even have any form of investment, I think you are in the right place. You are in the right place because there's something at times you just need a particular knowledge to get you started. So quickly, only two people. I thought to have plenty in this meeting. Only two people are answering. Okay. So the reason why I asked that is to be sure that we all are on the same page, or to know that okay, there are some persons that have some investments, others don't. So the reason why I say I like talking about personal finances because when you're investing money, you invest money from okay, Austin said he doesn't have it yet. Good. So you are investing money from part of your income. Let me start that way. Part of your income. So in the value chain of wealth or in the value chain of being financially independent, you make money, you save money, and you invest money. I know this sounds like a cliche that we read about it before. Make money, manage money, multiply money, but I'm taking this in a different dimension. You make money through two major areas. Either you get a job through paid employment, or you have a business, either digital business or physical business, or you have some skills that you render and you get paid. So those are the ways through which you earn income. Through which you earn income. Then out of the income that you've earned, you save some percentage because it's advisable. It's advisable not to squander everything that you earn. It's advisable not to spend all that you earn. So you save some. Then the money that you've already saved for a while, what then do you now do with it? That's where investment comes into play. So investment is from the money that you've saved. And there's a common mistake that I see people make. They see investment as a way of making money. That's why at times you hear someone that they'll say, okay, what skills do you have? Or which skills do you have? They'll say, I'm doing Forex. I may be wrong, but in my opinion, Forex is not a skill. Forex itself is not even a business, except if you are actually selling currencies. Like when I mean selling currency, you are dealing with physical, maybe bureau de change or something. But if you are just trading and you are earning returns, that's not that's more like an investment channel. It's not really like a business per se, because business comes when you offer a service and somebody pays you for it. You render a service and you get paid for it. That's business. You render a service and you get paid for it. That's business. You are buying something and you are selling something. That's business. But when you are trading, it's not really like a business because you are not selling something to anybody. You are just trading currency. So it's a form of investment, not trading. It's not business. People say forex is a skill. Everything you do, you need some skill sets. So when it comes to forex or something, the skill set that is required is analytical thinking and other things. But the industry itself is not really like a skill. So that's just a digression. So I was talking about from what you've earned. So you make money through those two channels. And many people see investment as a way to earn income. You don't make money from investment. You make money from either your job or your skill or your business. Investment is meant to help you grow your finances. Investment is there to help you grow your finances. Like I said, when you have full understanding of personal finance, it makes your investment journey beautiful. So whether you're investing in stocks, whether you're investing in real estate or whatever investment channel that you have, investment is not there to make you money. If you need money, go get a job. If you need money, get a skill and render a service as a skill. If you need money, have a business, sell a product or a service. Investment is not meant to make you money. You are making money from something, then from that money that you've made, you are growing or multiplying that money through investment. So that is one of the first things I want you to understand. Investment is not meant to make you money. If you need money, go get a job or sell something. But investment is there to help you grow your finances. And that is to say that if you don't have a source of income, then you should not consider investing. If you don't have a source of income, don't bother thinking about investment at all. Go sort that out first. This is personal finance. This is personal finance. You need this understanding before even going into investment. So I don't know whether you were prepared that, okay, you're going to learn about investments. Yes, I'm going to talk about, but we need to trash out this foundation because I see people playing this. I see this playing out. Even for those who haven't taken my training, I see it's playing out. They just started buying stocks and within 1 month, 2 months, they are withdrawing money. For what? Are you withdrawing money after 2 months, after 1 month? Some even after a few weeks, they will say, I need money urgently. Are you kidding? So if you need money urgently, have a job. Sort that out. Investment is there to help you grow your finances. I hope we are clear. Are we still following? Investment is there to help you grow your finances. If you need money, if you want to make money, go get a job. If you want to make money, have a business and you sell something, offer a service, render a service and be paid for that. That's what you do to make your money. But if you want to grow and multiply your money, that's where you talk about investment. And another thing I would need to talk about is that for you to have a good investment culture, You need to sort out your basic expenses first. Still talking about personal finance. Sort out your basic expenses. A hungry man cannot invest. Somebody who has not eaten cannot invest. Why? Why is it so? Because investment is meant to be a long-term approach. Investment is meant to be a long-term approach, especially if you are considering investing in the financial market, buying stocks, buying shares. It's supposed to be a long-term approach. And there are oftentimes volatility or instability in the market. It takes time for your investment to grow. So you can't depend on your investment for you to feed. You can't depend on your investment for you to feed. Those that you see that are earning maybe hundreds of thousands or millions of naira in dividends are getting, that's their twilight age of their investment. So that is towards the end of their investment. So they've already worked, they've already sown the seed already. They've made all the money, they've grown their financial base. Now their investment is now reaping the returns. It's at that stage that yes, you can now live or feed your investment. But at the initial stage, no. At the initial stage, you should be growing your investment. You should be piling up the cash, piling up the cash. You should be piling up the cash. So it's important. If you've not, if you have some challenges with your basic expenses, money for feeding, money for rent, money for to buy one or two things, sort out before thinking of investment, because the market can be unstable at times. There are volatilities happening in the market. So it takes time for your investment to grow. It takes time. So which is why you should not depend on your investment to feed. I don't know if you are following me. Don't depend on your investment to feed. Get a job, have a business, have a skill that fetches you income. Then you are now ripe to focus on investments. Then you are now ripe to focus on investments. Now, talking about investment, there are different investment options available to you as a Nigerian or to Nigerians or even to individuals on earth. There are different investment options available. And that's why at the beginning I asked that how many of you have any form of investment or the other. Now, there's real estate option, which Mr. Kingsley said he has investment in. There's shares, there are commercial papers and the like. So I'm just going to touch on a bit more, then now look about stock markets. So commercial papers are form of investment. So where the idea behind commercial papers is it's kind of you borrowing money to companies for them to fund their operations. It's more of you borrowing money to companies for them to fund their operations, because it's kind of more expensive for you to borrow money from the bank. The interest rates from banks are really, really expensive, both for individuals and for organizations. So what organizations tend to do is that they issue commercial paper notes. So it's a form of investment whereby you buy into that commercial paper, you give them their money, that they give you a certain percentage as return. So it's usually a short-term form of investment. So if you are looking for a short-term form of investment, something that is less than a year. So commercial papers are usually less than 1 year. They are usually less than a year. They are usually less than a year. So for short-term investment, can consider commercial papers. So they are good investment options. It's just that commercial papers tend to be expensive. They can be expensive, just like how real estate is expensive. Commercial papers can be expensive. You need a minimum of between 1 to 5 million naira to consider investing in commercial papers. But if you don't have up to 1 million naira to go into commercial papers, it doesn't mean you cannot invest. And that's why the stock market is there. That's why the stock market is there. With the stock market, the barrier to entry is quite low. And that's why I like the stock market. And that's why I like talking about it and teaching about it, because the barrier to entry is quite low. So with that, everybody can get in. Everybody can get in. You don't need to have millions of naira before you get started. But obviously, the more money you have, the better your investments. So the fact that the barrier to entry is low doesn't mean it's your 10,000 naira that will turn you to a millionaire. No, you are not doing Ponzi. It's not your 10,000 naira that turn into a millionaire, but it's okay. Get started with that. Are we following? You can get started with what you have. You can get started with what you have. Then with time, you increase your investments. Now, going back to why I said it's important for you to have understanding of personal finance, because when the more money you make from either your job or your business or your skills, the more your investment opportunities. So, for example, let's say you are making, let's say, 100,000 naira a month before. You're making 100,000 naira a month. When you start making 300,000 or 400,000 or 500,000, you have more money to invest with. So let's say from the 100,000, maybe you're putting just 10,000 a month to invest. So you're using 10,000 a month to maybe buy stocks of lights. When you're not earning 300 or 400K, you can afford to put 50,000 naira or even 100,000 naira. Are we following? You can see why personal finance. So I always say that you cannot remove personal finance from investment. They work hand in hand. Personal finance and investments, they work hand in hand. So the more money you make from your business or from your job or from your skills, the more money you have to make good investment decisions. And money gives you options. More money gives you options. So if you had 10,000 hours before, the number of stocks you can buy are quite limited. But you have 50,000 or 100,000, you can spread that money across different options. Are we following? So the more money you have, the more your investment options. Now, talking about the stock market, talking about the stock market. What is the stock market all about, and why do people invest in stock markets? So I'm just going to touch on that. What the stock market is all about, and why do people invest in the stock market? So the stock market is a market. Like I said, it's a market. So there's buying and selling. So in every market, there's a buyer, there's a seller. Somebody's buying something, somebody's selling something. So that's how it is with the stock market. You are buying shares, or you are buying shares of companies, or you are trading shares of companies. Either way you want to coin the word. So in the stock market, there are different shares of companies available for you to purchase. Just like how you go to the market, maybe you go to a food market, there are different food items available. You can buy yam, you can buy tomato, you can buy semovita, you can buy rice, beans, and the likes. You go to the gadget market, maybe computer village or something. You can buy phone, you can buy laptop, you can buy power bank, you can buy charger, so many things available. And that's how it is with the stock market. With the stock market, there are different shares of companies available that you can invest in. Now, why do people invest in the stock market? One of the main reasons why people invest in the stock market is that they are participating in the growth of a company. They are participating in the growth of a company. So the stock market is one of the most lucrative, it's one of the most lucrative ways to get rich or to grow rich is through the stock market. A lot of people have been made wealthy through the stock market, through their shares in companies. It's a wealth creation tool that has been existing for centuries. So it's not just something that started 5 years or 10 years ago. Over 100 years ago, the stock market has been existing, and it will continue to exist. As long as companies are operating, as long as businesses are thriving, the stock market would continue to thrive. The stock market would continue to thrive. And like I said earlier on, that one of the reasons why people invest in companies through shares, buying shares of companies, is that they are participating in the growth of the company. They are participating in the growth of a company. Now, not everybody can build a business. Not everybody can build a company, but everybody can invest in a company. Not everybody can build a company, but everybody can invest in a company. Not everybody can build a business, but everybody can invest in a business. Thank God, Mr. Kingsley is a business coach, so he would attest to the fact that not everybody that starts a business survives. Not every business that starts survives. Not many people are cut out for the entrepreneurship drive. Not everybody can build a big business that makes billions of naira or even millions of naira. But everybody can invest in a business. So the stock market gives you an opportunity for you to invest in a business, for you to invest in somebody else's company, for you to invest in somebody else's company. Now, there are different platforms in which you can use to invest in the Nigerian stock, in the stock market, both Nigeria and the US stock markets. There are different platforms available. And one of the things that people, will I say fears or worries that people have when it comes to investing in stocks is that they'll say, I don't have money. I don't have all the money to get started. No, like I said at the beginning, there are some investment that it requires millions of naira for you to invest in. For example, the commercial papers I talked about, it will require a minimum of 1 to 5 million naira for you to get started. Real estate investment would, in some cases, or not in some, in most cases, it will require some millions of naira for you to get started, especially if you are buying lands in a prime location. So it will cost you some millions of naira to get started. But with the stock market, not like you cannot start with a millionaire, you can start with millions. Like I said, the more money you have, the more the opportunities. But the barrier to entry has been brought low. Technology has made it easier that even if you have 5,000 naira, even if you have 10,000 naira, even if you have 20,000 naira, you can get started with investing in stocks. And I'm conscious of the choice of words I use. I say you can get started. Now that you started something doesn't mean you should just remain there. So because you started your stock market investment journey with 20,000 doesn't mean that you are going to end there. No, you keep on investing. So investing is a lifestyle. Investing is a lifestyle. Is a lifestyle. The way you eat, the way you drink. So I can believe almost everybody, if not everybody, has eaten today, except if you are fasting. You've eaten today. So now that you've eaten today, tomorrow that is Sunday, when you wake up, will you not say, okay, I ate yesterday, so I'm not going to eat today? No. So the fact that you ate yesterday doesn't mean you will not eat today. The fact that you eat today doesn't mean you will not eat tomorrow. So that's how investing is generally. The fact that you use 20,000 out to buy stock yesterday doesn't mean you should not buy again today. You keep on investing because it's a long-term approach, or it's supposed to be a long-term approach. The more time you spend investing, the more your returns would be. The more your returns will be. When your investment has grown over a long period of time, that's when you begin to see the big rewards from those investments. So investing is not something that you just do and just 2 weeks you want to cash out. No, it's not calo that you just do that. After 2 months you want to start cashing out. You'll be losing your money. Investment is supposed to be a long-term approach. It's supposed to be a long-term approach. I don't know if you're following. I want to be sure that I'm not talking to myself. Just want to be sure I'm not talking to myself. I hope you guys are following. So moving on. Okay, thank you, Mr. Kingsley. So moving on, like I said, with the stock market, you can get started with as low as 5,000, as low as 10,000, with as low as 20,000. So the barrier to entry is quite low. Everybody can get on board. Everybody can get on board with it. Now, what are the things you need to take note of when you are investing in the stock market? What are the things to take note of when you are investing in the stock market? One of the things to take note of is that you are investing in a business. So when you're investing in the stock market, you are investing in a business. So it's not something abstract. You are investing in an actual business. So, for example, you are buying shares of Dangote Cement. Dangote Cement is an actual business. You can see what they do. They produce cement and they sell. You are investing in Apple, for example. It's an actual business. They produce iPhone, they produce tabs, they produce MacBook, they produce gadgets, and they sell. So when you're investing in a business, in stocks, you're actually investing in businesses. You can actually invest in businesses. So that's one of the things you need to take note of. And because a business takes time for it to grow, your investment also takes time for it to grow. So don't expect your investment to go ahead of the business. Investment takes time. Investment takes time. Investment takes time. The other thing that you need to take note of when you are investing in shares, the first thing I said here is that you are investing in actual business. Then the other thing you need to take note of is that when you are investing in shares, ensure that you are buying shares of companies that have good financial records. They have good track record. Ensure you are investing in businesses that has been existing for quite a while. So when you're investing in this kind of business, you are sure that um they've been existing for long. So they are not, because one of the fears that people have when it comes to investing in stocks is that they just tell that, okay, if I should buy the stock now, what if tomorrow the company folds up? What will happen to my investment? What if tomorrow the company folds up? What will happen to my investment? Now so imagine if Dangote Cement should fold up in Nigeria today. You know that a lot of things will happen to Nigeria's economy, because Dangote Cement is one of the major companies in Nigeria. So if anything happens in Dangote Cement and it folds up, it will affect Nigeria's economy big time, because so many persons will lose job. Nigeria will not be able to get income in terms of the taxes that Dangote Cement pays. Also, it will affect so many things. It will affect the investment outlook in Nigeria, because people like Dangote Cement has already folded up. Why am I not bringing my money to Nigeria? So many things would happen. So imagine, for example, Apple should fold up. What would happen to America's economy? Yeah. Imagine Apple folds up today. What will happen to America's economy? To be like a crisis. So what does that tell you is that when you should invest in companies that are stable, that have good track records. With that, you can predict what is likely to happen. For example, you are investing in Dangote Cement. You know that, okay, this company produces this particular product. You can find out how they perform over the years. That, okay, this company's financial record is good. They are making money. Their profit is increasing. Those so many other criteria. It helps you make informed decisions. It helps you make informed decisions. But when you're investing in an unstable company, or maybe in a company that just started existing, or a company that the business is still shaky, you will not have that confidence in your investment, because you'll be like, what if this company loses money? They are making losses and the company just folds up, or it gets bought up by another company. What will happen to my investment? So those are the things you need to take note of. First of all, like I said, you are investing in actual businesses. You are investing in actual businesses. Then the second thing is that you should ensure that you are investing in stable companies, in stable companies, in stable companies, in stable companies. Then another thing to take note of when you are investing is that, like I said at the beginning, investing is a lifestyle. Investing is a lifestyle. So it's something that is continuous. It's something that you should be doing consistently. And that's why personal finance is really important. When you are making consistent cash flow, when you have consistent flow of cash, consistent income, consistent savings, it makes it easier for you to invest. It makes it easier for you to make good investment decisions. Now, briefly, I'll talk about the platforms that you can invest in, and the platforms that you can use to help you invest in stocks, both Nigerian stocks and US stocks. So I talked about the that you can get started with as low as 5,000 now. So it works for both Nigerian and US stocks. But in particular, US stocks, you can even get started with as low as $1. With as low as $1, you can buy stocks of Apple today. Although today's Saturday, so the market is closed, but when market is open between Monday and Friday, you can buy Apple. You can buy some units of Apple stock with as low as $1. So you can see that you don't need a lot of money. Don't need all the money in the world. With as low as $1 currently is about 1,500 naira. So with about one thousand, it's even less than the 5,000 I even talked about. So with even 1,500, with $1, with $2, you can buy some units of Apple stocks, of Amazon, of Meta, of Alphabet, that's the owners of Google, of Tesla, and the like. So many companies can buy their shares. So there are two platforms that you can use to invest in Nigeria and US stocks. With I think this will be where I will begin to round up. With Nigerian stocks, you can use Afri Investor. So Afri Investor is an app that you can use to buy Nigerian stocks. Afri Investor is an app that you can use to buy Nigerian stocks. Why for US stocks, you make use of Optimus. So Optimus by Afri Invest is the app that you can use to buy US stocks. And those are the platforms that I use. So I'm not just talking about platforms that maybe I just heard of or something. These are the platforms that I use personally. I have investments in those platforms. So it's what I use that I'm talking about. So for Nigerian stocks, Afri Investor, while for US stocks, Optimus. Now, how do you get started with these platforms? So as you know that the process to getting started is very easy. It's not something that is difficult for you. Is that once you just download the app, you sign up, you put in your details. Once your account has been created, you fund your account. Once it's approved, you can begin buying shares. So I don't know if you've learned everything. If you've learned something from okay, Julius is saying how do we buy stuff? So that's just what I shared briefly. How do you buy this stuff? So I've talked about the two platforms that you can use to buy this stuff. So once you download those platforms and you create an account with those platforms, you fund your wallet, you can begin buying stocks with those platforms. So, Mr. Kingsley, I don't know if anyone has questions because if I
Yes,
keep on
yes,
talking
yes.
like this. So, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. There are questions. So somebody just asked, "How do I buy these stocks?" I know you've touchlighted. Maybe somebody just jump on it again.
Okay, so
So
Juliet, like I said earlier, to buy these stocks, I've talked about the platforms to use. So there are two major platforms. After Investor to buy Nigerian stocks, Optimus to buy US stocks. So once you create an account with these two platforms, you can download them from the App Store, download them on your phone, create an account. Once your account is live and you've put in your registration details, your KYC, they ask put in your details, address, and the likes. Once your account has been created, you can fund your wallet with any amount you want. Any amount you want, then you can go ahead and buy those stocks.
all right, okay, that's great. There's another question here from Sarah. Sarah says, okay, okay, she's repeating what you said. Aha. So me, I wanted to ask, these Afri investors, can we find? Are they apps? Can we find them on the Play Store? And is this spelling correct? So we know if we're
Yes, so
correct with
there's
this.
no space. So there's no space in. So it's one word. Afri Investor is one word. There's no space between it. Afri Investor is one word. Then the Optimus by Afri Invest, that iPhone is not there. So once you just even type Optimus, you will see the app pop up. So you can download it. It's available on both apps, your um, Android Play Store or Apple iOS. So once you just type Afri Investor, you see Afri Investor 2.0. So that's the app, Afri Investor
Oh,
2.0. So once you download
okay.
it, so those platforms, they are both available on both smartphone platforms. Yes, that's it. App Investor.
Okay.
But on the name, you see App Investor 2.0. So don't say because it's not 2.0, it's the same thing. So it's just the higher version. So App Investor 2.0. So that's the app.
Okay. So for in case you're just joining, we've been having a few conversations with Grow with Nathaniel Disu, a financial expert when it comes to the stock market and growing your money using different investment channels. And he specifically has been able to spotlight the fact that you can actually start investing in the stock with as little as 5,000 naira and 10,000 naira. And that could be around maybe less than 20 Ghanaian cedis. I don't know for the Ghanaians that are here. That's a big shocker for me. It was Nathaniel that for the first time made me, I screamed. I was like, are you serious? So we can actually invest with 10,000 naira. Like it was like a aha moment for me, right? And it really shocked me. So with Afri Investors platform, right, can we invest in foreign companies? And some of us are not very conversant with this stock thing, and I know that this is not a deep dive kind of conversation or training, but what are some of the things we should be looking out for before we put our little pennies, if I may say, into some of these platforms or some of these companies, rather? You know.
Okay, thank you. So, like I said towards the end of the session, that one of the things you look out for. So there are so many things to look out for, so many things that require different sessions, so many people. Briefly, one of the things that you should look out for is that, yeah, you should invest in stable companies. Like what somebody said it in the comment section. Let me check. Yes, Sarah, like what she said, investing in stable companies poses less risk. Yes. So that's one of the pointers to look out for. When you're investing in stable companies, the level of risk is reduced or is minimized compared to when you are investing in unstable companies. So when you're investing in stable companies, the level of risk, because you're not the only one investing. It's not your 10,000 naira that is going to shake the company. No, there are people that have invested billions of naira, that have billions of naira in that company. So you are just participating. So there are retail investors and there are institutional investors. So institutional investors are the top guys, the top companies, top guys, the Tony Elumelus, the Dangotes, the Elumelus, and the co. Those ones, they are billions of naira, can and will shake the companies, can shake the markets and the lights. So those ones, they have the huge capital to influence this. But your the retail investors, so institutional retail investors, so we are just participating in the growth of that company. So it's not your 10,000 or your 50,000 that will make a difference per se. So you are just participating, you are just having a share of that company. You are being part of the shareholders of that company, and just being part of the shareholders of that company. So when you are investing in stable companies, it poses less risk. So those are the things, one of the things you should take note of, that you should invest in stable companies, and also you should invest where people are investing. Let me just put it that way. Because um, no man is an island, if I'm to use that word. I know usually you've heard that statement before, that no one is an island. So at times I hear people, they want to say, I want to look for the next gem, I want to look for the next big thing, I want to go where people have not seen and like. Yes, why there's a truth to that, that you should be in the market before everybody jumps in. But you are not the you are not the only one that is looking for the next big thing, if I'm to use that word. So there's no knowledge that you think you have that people also don't have it. Everybody's looking at it. So what you think you are looking at that people are not looking at, people are looking at it also. So one of the things that is one of the pointers to ensure that you are doing the right thing is that you are investing in where people are also investing in. Because at times, if
Oh.
you are investing in a place that there are few persons investing, it can be a pointer that you are in the wrong place.
Hmm.
Can be in a pointer that you are in the wrong place. So when, not like, I'm not saying you should follow the crowd or just jump on the moving wagon. No, but at times, or a lot of times, when you are investing in something good, others are also investing in it.
All
Like I
right.
said, not your ten
Uh,
thousand others. So you not say, you cannot say, okay, I want to use my 10,000 to look for the next big thing that nobody has seen. No, before you go there, somebody is already there. So when you're investing in the place, look at what is happening in that market. When people are there already, you should know that, okay, fine, this is something good. I'm not the only one that is saying this thing also. I hope
Beautiful. Thank
that's
you so
clear.
much. So you guys can just keep asking questions as we begin to round up because I need to let Mr. Nathaniel go. He has a lot to do. So someone said, Juliet again said the MTN shares recently, sold shares recently, the dividends seem very low per share in my layman think understanding. I think that, Nathaniel, this is also something I know you trashed it earlier, that we should not look at investment as avenue to make quick profit, but an avenue to grow our money. Could you just throw a little more light before we go to the next question? There are about two more questions here. But in this area of dividends seeming to look small, is it that all these who invest is generally small for everybody?
Okay, so when it comes to dividends and talking about what I said earlier on that investment is not where you make your money. So, like I said, investing is not a business. You are investing in a business. So the investing itself is not a business. How do you make money? You make money when you offer a service and somebody pays you for it. So maybe I'm selling this handkerchief, for example. An handkerchief is used to clean sweats and um make you look fresh or fresher. So if I'm selling this handkerchief, I'm offering a service or a product that is useful. So if you need it and you pay me for it, I give it to you. I've made money. So when you buy shares in a company, what service have you rendered to that company? Did you sell anything to that company? No. So it's not a business. So if you want to make money, because you make money when you offer a service or you are being employed in a company, you are rendering your skills, your knowledge, being paid for a salary. So you make money through that, either through a business or through paid employment. But you now grow your money through investment. So you grow your money through investment, that you save money, because investment, what do you use to invest? You use money to invest. So the money that you're using to invest,
Yeah.
where did that money come from? Where did that
Hmm.
money come from? It came from through. So if you don't have any money, how do you buy shares? If you don't have any money, how do you invest in something? So it's from money
Hmm.
that you earned somewhere that you
Hmm.
save, then you now invest. So that's the
All
whole
right.
idea. Then for dividends, dividends um, is one of the ways you earn returns on your investment. It's one of the ways you get returns on your investment. So dividend is more like a reward system whereby the company pays shareholders for part of the profits that they've generated for that year. So the company has already made money over a period of time, mostly a year. And at the end of the day, the company declares that, okay, for this amount that we've made as profit, we would give this percentage as dividends to shareholders. So anyone that has shares in that company, they get paid dividends. So that's where one of the ways you earn your returns from the money that you've invested in that company. I hope that's clear. Okay, I think there's another question here. If someone invests with as low as 5,000 is there still opportunity to increase on the same platform? Absolutely, absolutely, and that's the
And
beauty
today,
of
you should have
investing.
learned at least
Now,
that
one of the
as
things,
little as 5,000 naira, you can actually invest. And then, of course, that there are about two reliable platforms that you can use to invest. Afri Invest 2.0 for the US stock and Optimus by Afri Optimus. Okay, Afri Invest is one. Nathaniel, what's the second one again? So I'm sure about what I'm
so Apple
pronouncing.
Investor and Optimus. So there are two different
Optimus.
apps that is owned by the same company. So one app
Okay.
was designed for Nigerian stock markets and commercial papers and treasury bills, while the other
Hmm.
app, that is Optimus, it was
Hmm.
designed for US stock markets, for savings and for mutual funds. So it's
Oh,
owned by the
beautiful.
same company, but they have two different functions.
Okay, so it means that if I take my 10,000 naira, can I can I invest my 10,000 naira in a US stock, in a US stock market?
Absolutely. 10,000 naira
Wow.
is more than a dollar. So, like I said, the
Okay.
minimum you can use to buy US
Mm.
stock is $1. So ten
Okay.
thousand is more than $1. So
Beautiful.
yeah,
Beautiful. All right. So
$1
somebody
is
just
about 7,500.
yeah, yeah. So that means $10 is going to be 10,000 naira is going to be close to nine dollars some cents, if
Yeah,
not,
about nine
you know,
dollars
eight
or
eight
yeah,
dollars
but
eight
yeah.
dollars 90 cents or thereabouts. That's beautiful. All right. By the way, if you're watching or listening to the replay of this conversation, we're doing this as per 1,570 or thereabout as the current exchange rate. So Sarah is asking if someone invests with as low as 5,000, is there still opportunity to increase on that same investment on the platform?
Yes, Sarah, and that's one of the beauty of the stock market, in the sense
Mm.
that even if you bought shares of a particular company, you can increase your shareholding in that company.
Oh, I
So the
see.
fact that you use 5,000 to buy, for example, maybe MTN shares, doesn't mean you
Mm.
cannot add to that 5,000. You can add to it, and that's where compounding comes into play, whereby
Mm.
you are adding more to that which you bought earlier on. And that's one of the beauty about stock market. For example, for real estate, you cannot compound real estate, in the sense that if you buy one plot of land for maybe
Mm.
1 million naira, for example,
Mm.
that's all for that plot of land. You can the very bought is already yours, so you cannot add more money to it again. But with US stock or with stock market generally, if you bought shares, you can add money to that existing shares that you bought. It now increases your units. So for example, you use 5,000 now. So depending on the share price, depending on the
Mm.
price at which that stock is selling, it's the system would help you compute how many units of shares that you have. So let's say, for example, just for example sake, so let's say your 5,000 hour gives you 5 units, for example. So you have
Yeah.
5 units of MTN. If you add another 5,000 hour to it, your investment is now 10,000 and you have 10 units. So if you say you want to add 50,000 hour to that same MTN, it increases the number of units that you have. So with that, your investment is already increasing. So you can add more
Beautiful.
to your existing shares. You can add more to your existing shares.
Fantastic. All right. So I'll take one more question before we go. If you're still here and you have a question to shoot, now's the time to shoot because I mean it's practical. So there's something I want to ask Nathaniel about mutual funds, right? So I read from some a trusted resource on mutual funds, and I think the person mentioned that is it that the Nigerian government, as at the moment, doing stuff around it or something. Can you throw more light on that regard and just give a summarized highlight on mutual funds, right? If it's something that people can, also look into in terms of channel of investment.
Okay, I didn't get that part. You said that Nigerian government is doing what?
Yeah, so I was trying to follow the news. I didn't catch it well. So I'm asking, is the Nigerian government actually offering a is it bond I will call it, but I wanted you to just throw light on mutual funds and
Okay,
how one can take advantage of it, and if how low is the amount of money one can go on with mutual funds.
okay. So mutual fund is a form of investment. So mutual fund cuts across different form of investments. So mutual. So let me break it down in much. So when you say a mutual, like maybe mutual fund, it means something that involves more than one person. So maybe I know Kingsley. Kingsley knows somebody. So that person
Hmm.
is our mutual friend. So it
Okay.
involves. So the idea behind mutual fund is that, and mutual fund is usually run by a fund manager. So maybe an investment bank or investment fund manager. So the idea is that they pool funds together and invest in something. So when they
Okay.
create a mutual fund, people can buy into that mutual fund, and the fund manager, that's the company that is in charge of that mutual fund, use that money to invest in different investment options. So there's a mutual fund that is tied towards equities. So equities is for stock markets. So there's a mutual fund that is tied towards treasury bills or for bonds. So there are different form of investment. So mutual fund is it's usually a less risky form of investment, in the sense that if you want to invest and you don't know what to invest in, you don't have the knowledge, you don't know what to invest, you can buy a mutual fund. You can buy a mutual fund by any fund manager. So it's usually mostly a company. So there's no really,
Oh.
I don't think there's any individual that has a personal mutual fund. It's usually run by a company. So let's say
Awesome.
you buy a mutual fund by maybe Half Invest Mutual Fund or Stanbic. So there are different options. There are different
Mm.
platforms that offer. Even on There's a platform called Cowrywise. So if you go there, they are seeing different mutual funds by different companies. You get,
Mm.
so they are diverse. So you don't look at the one that appeals to what you are interested in. So there's a mutual fund for stocks. There's mutual fund for bonds. In some cases, there are even mutual funds for real estate.
Oh
So
wow.
it's just more how is let me to make it easier for you to understand. The idea,
Mm.
you know the idea behind crowdfunding, whereby somebody
Yes,
puts
yes.
funds ahead. So that is what the idea is. It's not the same as crowdfunding. But let me just use crowdfunding to give you the understanding. So crowdfunding, somebody decide that okay, gets money from different persons and use that money to invest in something. So it's just that a mutual fund is in a more professional and structured and regulated environment. So most
Oh,
of
this is
these crowdfunding something is not regulated. So with that, they
mm.
can just squander your money or run away with your money. And all those crowdfunding, most times they always give unreasonable rates, that they tell that bring money, I'll give you 30%, I'll give you 40% in 1 month. It's impossible.
Mm.
So in
Mm.
mutual fund is very heavily regulated by law, by uh, regulatory bodies and the like. So there is a limit to what they can offer, because even the fund managers themselves, there's they have to make money from it. So apart from
Mm.
them giving you returns, they would also make money from it. So they factor in so many things together. So in a nutshell, the mutual funds, for you to understand mutual fund better, think of how crowdfunding works, then see it that way. But this one in a more professional and structured and regulated environment. So when you buy into a mutual fund, you've invested your money in the fund. So with mutual fund, you are not selecting what to buy.
Yeah.
So let's say you buy an equity mutual fund. You are not saying that I want to buy MTN or this. No, you just buy that fund, then they help you invest on your behalf. Then with time, at the designated period, you decide to get returns on your investment. I also
Awesome.
have investments in equity mutual fund also.
Oh, fantastic. That brings us to the end of the conversation by asking you, Nathaniel, to tell us a couple of the things that you run, some of your programs, your academies. I mean, especially for most of us that are learners, and then how we can follow you up on this so we can, get to begin to practice this part of investment channel. Because I'm just over my head now. If I discipline myself to put away 5,000 naira in a mutual fund every month for my child in the next 5, 10, 15 years, right, of that child, I probably would have done something meaningful for that child. So take us through some of the things that you run, programs and opportunities that we can take advantage of, so and how we can follow you up on that. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. So, I have a training program called Be the Stock Market Boss. So it's a training program that I hold every month. It's a beginner's friendly class. So for those who have little knowledge, or they don't have any knowledge about investing in stocks, so that class is something that you want to plug into. So it's a beginner's friendly class that you get to learn about the stock market, how to get started, what you need to know in detail, and like, so the class is just 10,000 naira. It's usually a 2 day class, a 2 day training class. So if you are interested and you want to sign up for this class, you can just send me a message on WhatsApp. Let me see if I can type it in the comment section. From Okay,
Yeah,
let me
okay, that's
just
fine.
type it. It's
Yes,
like
type
this.
it, then I will display it. Guys, I mean, this is
So
an eye opener.
that's
Okay,
my
I've seen it.
that's
I've
my
seen it.
WhatsApp number. So if you're interested, you can just send me a WhatsApp message or sign you on board. So that's the one of the best ways you can learn from me too, by taking that class. And you can also follow me on social media, especially Facebook. So this is my
Mhm.
Facebook handle. You can
Okay.
connect
So
with this.
everyone, if you're watching from outside Nigeria, just add +23, just add the +234 8066795206. That is his number. Unfortunately, it just hit him out there. So you could just connect with him. This is not the time for you to begin to be procrastinating. If you ask me, this is the time for you to become very proactive, with your journey of investment. So many people, I'm pretty sure, when they are watching the replay of this, will be really shocked because, including myself, I've always thought that you need big money to be an investor, right? Big, but what about ourselves? Look at your kids that are coming. If you spend 5 years putting down 10,000 naira every month for the next 5 years in a particular mutual fund, I mean, you could get a lot. So you can follow Nathaniel Disu. That's the spelling of his name on Facebook. He said he's on Instagram and I think he's on X, but he's more active on Facebook, right? Follow him. 10,000 naira, Nigerian naira, less than $10. It's too small compared to the awareness you will get. I tell you, if you position yourself and discipline yourself to cut away, even if, okay, many Christians are here, you pay tithe of 10,000 naira. You pay tithe of 10% every month. Imagine if you put away 10% of after your tithe as into a mutual fund investment portfolio. I mean, it's going to do a lot. And Nathaniel just said that he also runs a mutual fund agency or company that also helps you, do that. And I can say that I haven't seen the number of years he's put into this. He's someone that has some level of authority and credibility in what he's doing. So you can follow him, send him a message. This number you're seeing now is a WhatsApp number. Send him a message, and I want to see you in class because I'm personally going to be paying for the next be your own boss in the stock market. I'm not really trying to be a stock market trader, but I want to have information that can help me make better decisions, right? And then if I want to I'll just tell him, Nathaniel, take this money and run it the way you want to run it. I don't know. Just, I mean, whatever you want to do on my behalf. I don't like trying to do things that I can partner, collaborate with the well-known individuals who are experienced in those industry to do it. Why do I need to use Canva to design when I can pay a graphics designer to do a better job for me? So why do I need to try to be a career person at the same time a stock market broker when I know that's not my long-term goal? I'd rather pay into a mutual fund and then they run it for me. So once again, thank you so much, Nathaniel. We really appreciate your time. Once again, guys, his numbers is on the screen. That's his WhatsApp number. Send him a message. Don't go and ask him for urgent 2K. I will ask him to block you on my behalf. Go there to learn and pay to learn the knowledge that he has. His 1 day training is almost 200,000 naira. So if he's giving you this as well for 2 days virtually, I mean, that's a kill for you. So thank you, Nathaniel. God bless you. Really
Thank you
appreciate
very
you.
much. Yeah,
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, everyone. It's been another beautiful time we've had as relates to you know, bringing people on board to share some vital information on how we can be better, do better, and become more successful as it relates to inner circle mentoring and coaching. Please, I want to see in the comment section if you have learned something practically new today. Let me see on the comment section quickly as we begin to round this up. We've spent over an hour. We tried to stay around an hour. I would not have time to wait for you. So if you just type immediately. If you've got something very practical, you could say, "Oh, today I learned this for the first time, and I'm excited. I'm grateful, Mr. Kingsley. I'm glad to be here." I would wait and see. Okay, Juliet Okonji, good Juliet. I should give you the most active participant for today because you have been really active, and I really appreciate you that. So I appreciate you. Your training, Sir Daniel. Thank you so much. He appreciates you too for staying through. Who else is on the call that have gotten something practical and very valuable for yourself? You might as well, just do that and then we could begin to round up. Once again, my name is Kingsley Ime, and unfortunately, I cannot show my face. All right, so don't worry. We're setting up some stuff. When we're done, you will see my face so much more. All right. I appreciate everyone. I guess that's the only response I will get as we say adios and bye bye until I see you some other time. Keep being good, keep aiming for success, and never stop growing. Bye bye.